Well, thanks guys for talking to me quickly. Congrats on the movie. Really enjoyed it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let me just jump in. So it seemed like especially the scenes you guys have together, an arduous shoot, right? Just easy question for both of you. What was the hardest day on set, hardest location that you filmed in?
I mean, physically, I think for me it had to be pushing Jake up the mountains. That was the day we had this stunt fight, and I hurt my knee, But things were going. You couldn't. You just had to do it because otherwise, the way Guy Ritchie works is he kind of finds the story, the action on the day. So I knew if you didn't roll with it and you put a stunt guy in there, we'd lose some of the story as well, or an opportunity for some of the story to arise. And so the day I was pushing him up the mountain and had kind of a breakdown, the character had a breakdown, which we kind of found on the day. That wasn't in the script.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was probably the hardest physical day for me.
What about you, Jake?
I mean, to me, really, I love pushing physical limits of things. You know, it's something I enjoy. So when you push me hard, I kind of want to go harder. You know, in that way. In terms of difficulty, it was about keeping my eyes open when I was laying upside down in a cart and they were throwing dust and blood and water at me.
Sure.
I would say it's most difficult, though this might seem a bit strange, hard to keep your eyes open when they're throwing, water and blood and dust in your face. Though Mr. Ritchie, that's what he required of me, and so I took a lot of fake blood, water, and dust. It's really the trials and tribulations of actors. It's difficult stuff.
Yeah, no, of course. I think it's interesting. I mean, this for you, Jake, what, almost 20 years ago, you make Jarhead, like coming back into this frame, it's obviously way different in a respect, but like, do you take anything from that set, bring it here in
Oh,
your memory?
absolutely, I do. I mean, to me, it's interesting playing a recruit, in the Iraqi war, with a completely different mentality towards what warfare is. And then, many, many years later, playing a very experienced, wizened special
Right.
ops sergeant, and what his devotion to his job, to his country, and the ideas behind that, how much has changed, and it is really interesting as a young actor playing that part, and then hopefully having wizened myself a bit with a number of experiences over the years. It
Right.
is it is a totally different attitude. Yet I mean, even things like tactical training and weapons handling and things like that, even though they've evolved since that time, I still use the basis of what I learned when I was doing Jarhead from all the incredible technical advisors we had on that. And then it was just updated by our technical advisors that we were working with, the special ops guys who we worked with. We had incredible technical advisors on this, for the kind of stuff we did here. So not only mentally, but it's interesting to think of the evolution of a career through two different roles within
Sure.
the military. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, and almost on either side of it, which is interesting. And I
yeah.
know I'm going to run out of time soon, but I just want to ask this. I was just like asking actors this. Is there like a gem movie in your past that you would recommend that not enough people saw? I'll give you like an example. I was looking like Dar, for example, The Devil's Double is a movie that I really liked when it came out a long time ago.
That's
And
funny.
then
Yeah.
and then Moonlight Mile, Jake, is a movie that I've loved for a long time. So
Oh no
anything
way.
that comes to mind just as we wrap up.
Well, most of my work has been Danish, in Scandinavia. So I'd say go for some of the Danish work. It's definitely
Love it.
worth it, with some subtitles, but it's good. Watch Darkland 1 and 2.
Darkland.
Yeah.
I
Love
will
it.
I will say that I think some Danish filmmakers working now are some of my favorite filmmakers. So I would go in there, and search Dar's CV. You'll probably be pretty entertained. But for me, um, you know, yeah, Moonlight Mile is a really interesting one. It's filled with absolute legends. That movie.
Yeah.
And to watch the technique of actors in that is just, it's like, I mean, I don't know if I would have been able to like not have my head explode if I had really realized who I was working with at the time. It
Yeah.
was scene after scene with legend. And so
Right.
yeah, in that way it's interesting to see. Also, you can see a pretty bad haircut of mine in it too, so that's always entertaining.
Era appropriate. Era appropriate.
True, true, true.
All right, that's all I got, guys. Thanks a bunch. I appreciate it.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.